Okay, kind of got a stormy, rainy day today, and my clients, since I didn't have a trip tomorrow, we back things up and wait till the cold front comes in and get behind the cold front and see how it changed the fish. So I've had a lot of questions about the heads and what size heads I've been using on the A rigs I've been throwing. Of course, Scottsboro Tackle makes their own. It's a Recon screw lock head. It's kind of got a pointed head with a good stiff hook in it and the screw lock to help hold your bait on. I've actually had some baits, a 5 set, for an A rig that I've caught over 250 fish on, and I think it's the screw lock combined with the plastic that Tim uses down at Scottsboro Tackle for their swim baits. This head is kind of slender, and it goes through the water, and it doesn't give you a lot of resistance, so you can throw the A rig longer period of time without getting tired. A lot of people, they don't like throwing the A rig because it's heavy, and it wears them down. Well, with this head, the 1/8 ounce, and the little Scottsboro Tackle 3-inch swim bait, it allows me to throw it all day if I need to. It's not something that I just dearly love to throw, but when the fish are on the A rig, uh, it's hard not to throw it because you can catch multiple fish. They get keyed in on these schools of small bait. Right now, this bait is the identical length of most of the shad they are eating on Lake Gunnersville, Chickamauga, uh, the different lakes in our area. That's one reason this bait is so good. It matches the hatch in the fall and the winter months so well to, it's hard not to throw it. Of course, I like throwing it even better because it doesn't wear you down. And you catch small fish, big fish. I mean, I had a lady just the other day. She had a 615 on these 3-inch swim baits. Had another one around 4. Had several 3.5. So, just because it's a small bait doesn't mean that it's for small fish. These schools of shad that they are feeding on is the same size as this bait, and it's kind of the match the hatch deal. So, I believe in these heads. There's cheaper heads, but you're going to tear your baits up. You're going to have to glue them. I don't even use glue on this. If you've been with me, you've seen what they do. You've seen how they hang on. You've seen the performance that they give. Now, I use Kitech baits. I use Skinny Dipper baits, Reaction Innovation. I use the Strike King Rage swimmer. There's a lot of different swim baits I use, not just this one. But this little 3-inch bait, and now in the 3.5, I'm running 4 of these and one of the 3.5 right now in the middle. And that's what I'm catching a lot of our fish on. Though, we've catching them on some other baits as well, but right now, this seems to be the ticket. They're not hard to rig. I'll get a little closer. Just kind of judge where you're going, but don't go too far. Go in about a 1/2 inch. Don't try to get the entire hook in there, and then push it up, and then fold it and rotate and push at the same time, and just keep doing that until you get your bait up, as close as you want it to the head, and that's a preference. you know, how close you want it. And as you can see, you know, your hook's sticking out there. So it's not hard to do. Something else that Tim has come up with, he's got a new jig, the Osprey. It's a pointed, narrow jig head. It's got a good Gamakatsu hook in it, good medium weed guard, and he developed this for punching, and he's going to go up to, I think, a little over an ounce with this jig. I'll give you a closer look what it looks like. But when I seen it, first thing come to my mind with this is a 3/8 ounce. Of course, I want it in a half, and it's coming. The other sizes are coming. Is that may be one of the better swim heads for a swim jig that I've seen. I mean, it's pointed and slender to go through the grass really well. It's got a good hook. It's got a good trailer keeper on it. You know, I think that's going to be my go-to swim jig now. He's got it in several colors. This is the DI color, which I've caught a lot of fish on through the summer. And you know, you can rig the trailers of choice, and depending on what the fish are doing, how aggressive they are, to what trailer you want. But you know, I use a lot of Reaction Innovation skinny dippers, and you know, I'm not sponsored by them. I just like their baits. This is the skinny dipper itself. It's not the small one. Normally what I do, I pinch the head off, and once I pinch the head off, that shortens my bait just a little. I don't want my swim bait too long, and I thread it up and push it up there. And I've got this body, this thicker body here, but it helps spread the skirt out a little bit, so it keeps the skirt, you know, pushed out. And at the same time, be sure, and you may have to take some scissors, and I can do that while we're here. You know, be sure to trim your skirt to where it's not affecting the action of the tail. If you've got some skirt hanging down, it could affect how much action you're getting out of your tail. And you know, that's the reason I use the regular skinny dipper. I want the little bigger paddle tail to give me a little more roll in my jig. And I think as well, this jig, the shape of this jig head is gonna allow that bait to roll a little more. I really like this. I'm anxious to get out and throw this. I just got them yesterday and hadn't had a chance to get out, and I think he actually just got them in, so they're probably not even packaged yet. But you know, if you're a swim jig fisherman, even though he designed this for punching, it's going to excel, you know, using it as a swim jig. I've got some different colors. I use the Bad Shad, you know, on this particular color. This is another one in the Amtrak color, which is a new color that I've been throwing on the football jig that he has, the Hellcat jig. So you know, you can pick your colors, whatever he's going to offer in this, and you know, pick what trailer you choose to go on it. And you know, I use the skinny dipper. I use different ones. I use the Rage Tail. Sometimes I use Scottsboro tackle swim baits on them. But on the swim jig, I use a lot of the Reaction Innovation skinny dippers. You know, and as far as the Recon head, you can get them in several different sizes. I mean, they go up to the big screw lock heads with the big hooks for your, you know, 5, 6, and 7-inch swim baits. He's got them in all sizes. I mean, I think that's either a 5 or a 6-aught hook and a 1/2 ounce head. that I use a lot in the summertime, you know, and I got them down to the 1/8 ounce head. But these screw lock heads, they can save you some money in the long run, and your swim baits will last longer. You'll get more life out of your swim baits, and even when they start tearing, they're hanging on by that. If you want to glue them, you can, but it's really, what I found is it's not really necessary to do. So, you know, that's just your choice. But people's been asking, so I thought since I was sitting in the boat and moving some things around, I'd make this little video showing, you know, how and what head I use, and you know, use your choice of rigs to try to catch some of these fish. Until next time, see you later. Thanks.